You're fast asleep, probably dreaming about winning the lottery or finally getting a text back from your crush, and suddenly your alarm blasts at 4:30 a.m. You open your eyes, look in the mirror, and instead of your usual magnificent self, you see Elon Musk staring back at you. Yeah, the real one. Hundreds of billions of dollars in the bank, a literal fleet of spaceships, and a direct line to every major world leader. Sounds amazing, right? You're probably thinking you'd instantly buy a super yacht, fire up your favorite video game, and delete your student loans. Well, bad news, because today we are forcing our favorite, completely defenseless stickman test subject, Bob, to live out this exact scenario. Welcome back to Don't Try This. Drop a comment right now. If you had Elon's net worth for one day, what's the absolute dumbest thing you would buy? Let's see how long Bob survives the richest, most chaotic life on Earth. The moment Bob opens his eyes, reality hits him like a Cybertruck to the face. There is no sleeping in. There is no lying in bed scrolling through TikTok for an hour. Before Bob can even rub the sleep out of his stick eyes, 3 assistants are already in his face barking about battery manufacturing delays in Shanghai, a rocket valve issue at Starbase, and an emergency board meeting for Neuralink. Bob's phone is literally vibrating itself off the nightstand with 400 unread text messages from world leaders, tech CEOs, and people asking him to look at memes. He doesn't even have time to make coffee. Instead, he's whisked away into a waiting Tesla that's driving itself, while he has to swallow a breakfast burrito in 3 bites. This is the first thing people forget about being a mega billionaire running 5 companies at the same time. Your time is no longer your own. You don't own the companies own you. Bob is already stressed, and the sun isn't even fully up yet. By 8 a.m., Bob is sitting at a massive desk trying to pretend he understands rocket science. Engineers are showing him blueprints for a Raptor engine, speaking in a language that sounds like pure alien gibberish. Bob just nods nervously and says, "Make it pointier," because he saw that in a movie once. But the real danger starts when Bob gets bored during a boring financial presentation and pulls out his phone. He decides to log into X, the Bird app, and posts a completely innocent, sarcastic meme about a dog-themed cryptocurrency. Big mistake, Bob. Within 3 minutes, the coin spikes by 4,000%. Thousands of day traders drop their life savings into it. The SEC starts filing a massive lawsuit against him, and his PR team is having a collective panic attack in the hallway. One casual thought from your brain can literally shift the global economy. Bob realizes that every single word he utters is analyzed by millions of people, half of whom worship him, and the other half of whom absolutely despise him. The internet pressure is immense, and Bob's stickman brain is starting to overheat. It's 1 p.m., and Bob's stomach is growling. He wants a burger. A nice, quiet burger. But when you're this famous, a quiet lunch is statistically impossible. The moment Bob steps outside, 30 paparazzi jump out of the bushes, flashing cameras in his face and screaming insane questions about his personal life, his kids' names, and whether he thinks aliens built the pyramids. He has to be escorted by a literal small army of private security guards just to get to a private jet. Because guess what? It's afternoon, which means Bob has to fly from Texas to California to check on the Tesla Gigafactory. While you're probably struggling to get through your afternoon slump at work or school, Bob is taking meetings at 40,000 feet, approving multi-million-dollar budgets while trying not to throw up from turbulence. There is zero downtime. No video games, no staring at the wall, no doing absolutely nothing. Every single 5-minute block of Bob's day is scheduled by an algorithm designed for maximum productivity. It's a hyper-efficient, exhausting nightmare. Now it's evening, around 7 p.m. Bob is filthy rich, but he's realizing something incredibly dark. Who are his actual friends? He looks around the room. Everyone working for him is terrified of him or trying to please him to get a promotion. Every person who sends him a text message wants something: funding for their startup, a favor, a shout-out, or a piece of his fame. True, authentic human connection becomes nearly impossible when you are a walking, talking economy. Bob can't just walk down to a local pub and have a casual chat with a stranger over a slice of pizza. If he does, It becomes a global news headline. He is trapped in a gilded cage of his own making, surrounded by yes-men and security guards. He's got billions of dollars in his digital vault, but he can't buy a single hour of genuine, peaceful privacy. He's completely isolated at the top of the mountain, and the wind is freezing. It is midnight. Normal people are asleep, or at least winding down. But Bob is still awake, pacing around a factory floor because a production line stalled, drinking his fourth energy drink of the day, and arguing with random accounts on the internet. His brain is firing at 1,000,000 miles an hour, fueled by pure adrenaline, caffeine, and existential dread. He hasn't had a proper hobby in years. His entire identity is entirely wrapped up in making humanity multiplanetary and fixing the electrical grid. If he stops working, he feels like he's failing. This is the ultimate cost of the Musk lifestyle. Total, absolute burnout that never actually ends. Bob finally collapses onto a literal couch in a conference room at 2:30 a.m., getting a miserable 2 hours of sleep before the entire crazy cycle repeats itself. The next morning, the universe resets, and Bob wakes up back in his own bed, broke, single, and staring at his ceiling fan. And you know what? He's never been happier. Having endless money and power sounds like the ultimate cheat code, but the reality is a high-stakes, 24/7 psychological thriller that most human brains just aren't built to handle. So next time you're stressed about your bank account or feeling a bit ordinary, look at the bright side. Nobody is tracking your private jet. Nobody is suing you for a tweet, and you can sleep past 5 a.m. without letting down the entire human race. Appreciate your normal, beautiful life. Hit that subscribe button if you like keeping your sanity, and we'll see you next time on Don't Try This.